Okay, so I'd like to welcome you to 9 Ways to Save on Your Energy Bills. I'm Laura Reave, and I've taught at business colleges in Canada and the US for many years. I've also been the marketing supervisor at Forest City Surplus for over 12 years. And recently I've noticed that there has been a large increase in energy costs as well as inflation. So that made me think about what I could do to help our customers to save money on their energy bills so they could have more money for the fun stuff. So I know that this is not such a fun topic. It's not the most exciting in the world. Neither is paying your energy bills. But when you can find some easy ways to cut those energy bills that are inexpensive and that are easy to use, then you can have savings and not a lot of trouble to get there. So the first 5 all deal with airflow. Airflow to keep the outside air from getting in and to optimize the airflow inside. The first thing that most people talk about with savings on your energy bill is insulation. So I'm sure you're familiar with that. And I'm not going to get into that because that's a larger topic than I'm going to cover tonight. It's a topic of its own, but I wanted to let you know about the Canada Greener Homes grant. And that can save you up to $5,000 on your energy bill because you will be using it to get a grant for putting more insulation in your home. I've used this myself. It saved us thousands on putting new insulation in our attic. So I did qualify for the grant. You can also use weather stripping and draft blockers in your home. So this is a draft blocker. It's just like a tube that you put at the bottom of your door, and it blocks drafts. Now, that doesn't sound like a big deal, but actually drafts can be a big deal on your energy bill. The David Suzuki Foundation estimates that drafts waste 5 to 30% of energy. So other experts are translating 15% of the average energy bill to $150. So 30% of your energy bill, that would be $300 a year if you are losing heat that way with drafts. Another main way that you can save is with furnace filters. So when you don't change your furnace filters regularly, dust accumulates and blocks the airflow to your furnace. And this results in your furnace not working as well or as efficiently, so it costs more to operate. The Department of Energy states that replacing your filters regularly can save up to 15%. That seems to be the magic number in this research. And they translate that again to $150 for most people per year, saved by just changing your furnace filters. Now, the ones that last for 3 months are the 4-inch ones. They're thick. You can also use the 1-inch ones. And the way you use those is by changing them every month. Now, I have light carpeting in my home, and I replaced it with more light carpeting, even though I noticed that there were these dark lines along the wall. And I said to the carpet installer, how can I get rid of these dark lines so I don't get these the next time? And he said, well, what you need to do is change your furnace filter every month because that comes from dust in your air. And he felt that the best way to deal with that dust was to change the filter. So what most people use when they change their filters monthly is these 1-inch ones. These are less expensive. So the 4-inch ones at Forest City Surplus cost $14.95, whereas big box stores charge $35. We charge $7 for these filters. So it would cost a little bit more to change your filters every month, but not that much. And the other reason to change your air filter is your health. The other benefits are your health because when there's dust in the air, your lungs have to work harder to filter that out. And that means they have less of their own energy to filter out viruses and bacteria. So cleaner air is healthier air, and especially for people with allergies to dust. And that is the most common allergy. So that's another thing to keep in mind. The next thing I found was ceiling fans. Now, I got a surprise here because I thought ceiling fans were just for the summer, for a cool breeze to make your home feel cooler. But it turns out that ceiling fans are for the winter as well. It turns out that the direction that they turn makes all the difference. So in the summer, they should turn counterclockwise. And what they're going to do is take that warm air and churn it up. In fact, before air conditioning, the way that a lot of people cooled their homes was to have a fan in the attic. And that draws the warm air up from the home and then out through the vents in the roof. And we've tried this recently in our own home, and that made a big difference as well in our energy costs. But the typical ceiling fan is used in a room, not just in your attic. And when you use it in the winter time, clockwise, what it does is it drives the warm air down from the ceiling, because you know warm air rises, down to your level, the level of the people, where you can feel it on your body. So you feel warmer, and then you can turn down the thermostat. And again, experts estimate that using a ceiling fan can also save around 15% or $150 every year on your heating and cooling bills. So this is a combination ceiling fan and light that we have at Forest City Surplus. It's $69, and the ceiling fans and lights are $244 on Amazon.ca. So that's the Canada version of Amazon. The fourth solution I found was also a bit of a surprise. Maybe most people don't think about humidifiers as making a difference on your energy bill, but they do. So here's how it works. Did you ever notice that in the summer when there's a humid day, it feels a lot hotter? People will say, oh, it feels so hot when it's really humid. Or you hear people say about Arizona, which gets very hot, like over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. But they say, oh, but it's a dry heat, you know. And it's still hot, but people will try to convince themselves that it's a more comfortable hot day in Arizona because it's a dry heat. So if you take this principle and you apply it to humidifiers, what happens is that, according to one expert, properly humidified air actually makes you feel warmer even if the temperature is a few degrees lower. This means that you can set your thermostat at a lower temperature and still feel comfortable. You might think that the cost of running yet another appliance, such as a humidifier, would potentially offset any energy savings made possible by keeping your thermostat lower. But that isn't the case. The exact numbers will depend on the size of your home and the humidifier in question, but you can generally expect the cost of running your humidifier to be about 18% of your heat savings. For many homeowners, this results in a net savings of $50 or more per month while feeling every bit as warm. So humid air is also better for your health. Our bodies defend ourselves from bacteria and viruses with moisture. So if you have a dry mouth, you know, lots of people use mouthwashes and tablets for dry mouth because if you have a dry mouth, you're more likely to get cavities. Same thing for your lungs and for your throat and your nose. The moisture in your nose and mouth and your throat and your lungs helps protect you from viruses and bacteria. The mucus is that barrier, and when you reduce that barrier, then you are more likely to get sick. So that's why that's another reason why people use humidifiers in the winter. And that's why it's associated with health benefits. So this is a Vicks humidifier, for example, that we sell at Forest City Surplus. All right, number 5 of our 9 ways to save on your energy bill is a small heater with a fan. So here's an example. of a small heater with a fan. You use this heater in the room that you're currently in rather than heating the whole house. So that way you can turn down the thermostat for the whole house. So we live in a townhome that has 3 floors. The bottom floor is the coldest in winter. It has a concrete subfloor. So we just have the garage and then one room. Some people use it for a bedroom. We use it for an office. But we have one heater down there, which I use the home office. I turn on myself, and that keeps me warm. And then I don't have to heat up the whole house, because if I was heating up the whole house in order to heat up the first floor, I'd be wasting a lot of heat on the whole house. The whole house would be warmer than I need it to be. And also, I'm not using the whole house. If I'm down in my office for a long time, I don't need to have the whole house be warm. So these small ceramic heaters, they're $34.95 at Forest City. You'll pay $54.95 at the big box store. All right, so that covers airflow and air quality. The last solution I have to lower your heating bill is a programmable thermostat. So while a small heater tailors your heat to just where you need it, the programmable thermostat will target it to just when you need it. And many people try to remember to turn down the heat when they go to work or they go to sleep at night, and then turn it up again when they come home or when they get up. But that way you have to be cold while you're waiting for your house to warm up, or when you just got home, or when you just wake up. When you have a programmable thermometer, you make the thermostat, you make a schedule, and then the heat automatically goes up, say an hour before you come home or an hour before you get up. Or you can also program some of these remotely so that it will come on while you're on vacation and you come home to a warm house instead of coming home to the cold. So all the rest of the time while you're away on vacation or you're sleeping or you're at work, you're saving money because you have the heat turned down. So let's see, this is a programmable thermostat that we have. It's a Honeywell. And this is just $18.95. Now there's fancier kinds that you can get as well that cost more, but that one will do the job. All right, so the other 3 solutions I have to do with your electricity or your lighting bill. So just as you can program your furnace to go on only when you need it, you can program your lights to go on only when you need them. So to do that, you need a programmable timer for your lights. And this is an example of a timer that's on an electrical cord, and you can use this for appliances as well. And this is an example. It's a General Electric timer, and you can use that for your lights. It's a 24-hour programmable timer that turns lights and appliances on or off. So you don't have to remember to turn them off and on. And lots of times in a household, there's always somebody who's forgetting to turn the lights off, and that increases your energy bill. So heat just when you need it, light when you need it, not on all the time, not wasting your electricity and your money. One expert states, essentially, lighting timers cause your chances of accidentally leaving your lights on after a point in time to basically vanish. While accidentally leaving your lights on for a few hours may only cause a few cents worth of on your electric bill, once you start multiplying that cost by a number of days that you leave the lights on, then it gets pretty substantial. And again, they're quite inexpensive, $8.99. Number 8 is LED lights. So these use less electricity, but they give you the same amount of light as a regular light, so you save on your electricity costs. This is a nice pendant light that you can use in a kitchen or maybe in an office. People use them over their counters in kitchens or their islands. They also do not generate heat the way that regular light bulbs do. So you don't get hot electrical lights, and that can reduce your cooling bill in the summer. So one hair salon owner here in London said he had noticed a huge savings on his energy bills when he switched to LEDs. And it was not just for the lighting savings, but also for the air conditioning savings. And then we have, this is also an LED light. This is the ceiling kind of light, so that you're familiar with. And you can customize your light temperature anywhere. So it's a programmable smart LED flush mount light. And this one is just $12.95. So you can replace those electrical lights in your hallways or in your rooms with the LED lights. And number 9, solar lights. So you can get these with motion sensors as well, so you can save even more. Solar lighting is often used for outdoor lanterns or wall lights or even decorative lighting. So the little decorative lights that people use in Christmas time or even year-round now, people like to have those decorative lights outside. So this Light Home solar light that we have, you can put this up on an outdoor wall, and it goes on automatically when people come towards it. Now, this also has a security benefit. So when you go up towards your door and you're fumbling with your keys, this light is on automatically. Nobody has to turn on a light. You don't have to have a flashlight. You can find your keys. It also goes on if an intruder is approaching your home, and that means that they might be scared away. You can also program your lights to be on when you're away, and that improves your security because people might think that you're home, or if they don't think you're home, at least they know that they will be illuminated while they are trying to break into your home, and maybe your neighbors will see them anyway. So our solar LED lights, I think you get 2 in a package, and these are $24.95, so you could do 2 doors. And we sell them for 25 other stores are selling them for more than double, $54.99 at the big box stores. This is another example of an LED light that goes on automatically when someone approaches your front door. And it is solar powered. So this is a lantern type light. And it looks like it has a remote as well. And it makes a sound, apparently, when someone approaches your front door. So most of these solutions help you use energy when you need it and where you need it. While some of them, like the humidifiers and the solar lighting, are new, innovative ways to save you money that you may never have thought of before. I know I didn't know that ceiling fans and humidifiers could save you on your energy bill. And you can save on all of these solutions by shopping at a surplus or a discount store like Forest City. So you're not paying double or more for the same items at Amazon or at a big box store.